know what's even more tiring than pushing this stupid car into the garage every single time we want to make a video? It's trying to get a response from CX Racing. I've been trying to get a response since the day you guys seen the last video. We finally gave up. Today we're, what'd you call it?
Taking CX Racing to the next level, and it's now CXRigging.
I told you guys I didn't want to have to do it, but they left me no choice. So today is another episode of Robbie Rigs It. For real though, I basically just reached out to CX Racing after the last video and I just said, hey, I think I got the wrong manifold. And they were like, engine mounts are different than the ones we use when we built it. So that's why it's like 2 inches closer to the firewall. I don't think that engine mounts set an engine that much closer. Like I understand if it's like whatever, an inch difference, but they had like a whole, they still had like the stock brake line diverter valve thing here. They had tons of stuff like behind it. So like sure, yeah, the motor mounts are different brand, but there's no way that this could even sit enough forwards to make that fit because it would start smacking into like, look at this clearance. That's already tight as it is. Anyway, they basically told me my engine mounts were wrong and I was like, that's maybe, but can I just get a new manifold? I'll send you this one back. I just want the one that's correct for the car. And then I spent like the last week and a half.
Yeah, you just want to talk to someone.
Every day though, I emailed them.
You did?
I emailed them my phone number. I just said, please call me real quick. I just want to sort this out. I basically just got the wrong manifold and they stopped answering me a while ago, but he told me, at the last time I heard from him was like last week, and they basically just said, that's the way our product is, if you don't like it, return it. And normally I don't tell you guys about like bad experiences with companies, this happens to us all the time, but I just thought you guys should know because, you know.
Well, because we were looking forward to actually having a bolt-on setup for once in your life.
I mean, yeah, it's CX Racing, it's still not like, you know, it's not like a 1320 manifold, I get that. I just really wanted someone to say like, yeah, that's the wrong manifold, because even Nick, like Tuning by Nick was like, yo, that's not the right one. Like their photos have it tucked up here, bigger space here, whatever. So we basically just decided, since CX Racing doesn't have any customer service, we're gonna just customer service this up ourselves with CXRigging. And just because I know some of you guys are gonna say it, I don't wanna sell this because I don't like selling things that I don't know what it's for. I do know though we ordered up all the couplings and all the stuff that we needed to get this all complete. So today we should hopefully be able to turn this thing over with the big turbo and the Sidewinder kit and get a first start on the K20 Civic, which is super exciting. But before we do that, I actually got my hands on something super cool that I've been using lately, and when I tell you guys Cove Audio, you think you've seen them all because you've seen two. Look at this thing, dude. This is the Cove Casita. This is a boombox, dude. They upped their game huge on this. I honestly feel like I didn't even really realize I wanted a boombox till I had one, dude. We've been using the smaller Cove speakers in the garage in my house forever. You guys know they're completely covered in paint. They're super dirty, and I don't know how much I'm gonna be using them anymore. Like all the other Cove stuff, this thing's IPX6 water resistant rating. I feel like I said that backwards. Anyways, it's water resistant, so you guys don't have to worry about having this near like a hot tub in the garage, whatever. One of the cool things about this too is obviously it has a quick Bluetooth connection. You can actually take phone calls on this thing, although I don't know why you would need to take a phone call on this big guy. But it also has an aux cord and a USB cord. So you can actually have this thing like at a party, at a backyard barbecue, whatever you want to do, and you don't have to have everybody pairing to it. There's also a couple different modes packed into this thing to fit your space you're in, whether you're outside, whether you're inside. And best of all, this is the loudest Cove speaker I have literally ever heard, dude. Like, this thing is louder than any of the Cove products I've ever had in my life. And right now you guys can get a limited 67% off if you use the code that's on the screen right now, and it's good site-wide. So if you guys want to get anything that you have heard me talk about before, check out the link in the description, use the code on the screen. Do not miss your chance. So shout out to Cove Audio for sponsoring today's video and helping make everything you guys see on the channel possible. Where do you want to start with this thing? I say we start with the wastegate because that's like the easy confidence building.
I don't know if I agree, man.
Why?
I feel like we should start with what the actual problem is, because like we're gonna tilt this, right?
Well, that's what we got to decide. So the problem is if we tilt this,
I think like let's put it like this. In my brain right now, the wastegate it's tight, but we can't get to the nipple, but it's tight, but it fits there. But this downpipe, it doesn't fit at all. So in my brain, it tells me let's figure that out first, and then go from there.
The thing that I just haven't decided fully what we got to do with this is like, there's not enough room to cut it off down there where it bolts up to the block. There's not enough straight coming off. It just kind of instantly bends. So we can't really do it there. If we go ahead and tilt it though, the turbo is going to be facing either up or down or not that way. Today seems like it's going to be a full send or no send kind of day. We got no plan. I say we let the Robbie rigging begin. things first, we went ahead and we moved all the motor mounts around in like different layouts, I guess you could call it. So right now you guys know the engine is sitting as low as possible. When we first got these mounts, I trialed them. If you guys have seen all the videos, you know that the hood didn't close with this at the top. So we basically moved just the rear one up, and then we put the rear one back down and moved just the front ones up. Neither of which gave us results that we can just move the motor mount and carry on with our day. But the one in the back gave us a little bit of a better result. So you guys can see the V-band clamp still needs some love. It's still gapped and then touching on this side.
And it's still on the firewall.
Yeah, oh yeah, not to mention that's with Chris literally like, watch, move this hand. It's like you can knock it, yeah. It's still hitting the firewall like fully touching. The wastegate is something about getting it out of this little crevice right here, because you guys see when we did the back one, it basically lifted the rear end up. So getting it out of this little crevice, we actually are able to see where that goes. Now this sticks out pretty far, it's gonna come out to about there. So regardless, there's still not enough room between the firewall and the wastegate. If you get any engine torque, it's gonna slam around. Yeah. But we may have got it to the point where we don't actually have to trim the manifold, we can trim the downpipe. And if that's the case, we gotta trim the manifold where the wastegate is because it doesn't fit. But if we can get the downpipe cut instead of the manifold.
Yeah, that's better.
So we might be onto something here. I don't know, we're just gonna keep sending it.
Start it up.
Who doesn't love a good fireworks show? For the amount of low effort that was put into this, like the building of it, they used some nice metal. It burned through 4 of my Sawzall blades, and it's taken me forever to cut it with a grinder. See if we did anything?
I'll let you do the honors because you're the one roasting your arm.
So if I press this up against right now, you can give it a turn, and we got actually like a 1/4 inch between it and the firewall.
Lots of clearance.
So what's nice is I didn't take that much out of this. I literally took a baby sliver out, but it's because it's so early that we didn't have to take that much out.
Yeah.
So that's mint, and then we'll, I guess, take the manifold off. And we'll just shorten this a bit too because we don't want to deal with that smashing into the...
No, we don't. We don't want to deal with anything smashing anything.
No.
We just want to drive the car.
Except me smashing you. Because I've never welded metal like this before, ever. We've been talking about buying a TIG bottle and actually going like learning for like months. We've also been talking about Chris practicing welding on all these little pieces for months. It's not happening.
What's the problem?
We busy.
Problem is time, man. We don't got time. We got one drift day, not too many. We gotta get drifting more. We also gotta get this thing on the strip when she's done.
Okay,
ready? I'm ready.
Nice.
Wow, we actually got...
We did that.
It's tight, but it's good.
Dude, we've never made it this far yet. We've never got a V-band clamp on this. So this is clamped up, like actually clamped up. I don't know how much you guys can see. Like here is where we were touching before.
Yeah, we were touching, plus we weren't flat on the hot side of the turbo.
Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah, like we were touching jam. And then this thing actually didn't do as much as I thought. I cut a chunk off this, like right here, and it's still actually closer than I thought it would be. Yo, do you want to actually put the rest of the kit on? We literally haven't made it far enough to even put the downpipe on this car yet because we've been having roadblocks. The downpipe's too long to bolt on right now.
Yeah.
It's hitting the exhaust we currently have.
Right.
Because I guess they give you an extra couple inches to
play with.
So we'll deal with this last. We might be able to f***ing fire this thing up today, buddy.
Sweet.
As much as it should be TIG, it's looking pretty good.
It actually turned out good though.
Yeah, it actually didn't splatter a lot.
I mean,
for what it is.
I expected it would turn out good because you have been doing good, but
I don't know, dude. Honestly, I'm pretty impressed with those welds. Like, you can tell they're a different color, but they blend in. Like, if we weren't gonna heat wrap this, you wouldn't like notice that weld specifically sticking out at you.
no, you wouldn't. No, it looks good.
It's alright. It's alright. Dude, I'm honestly just so happy we did this with like the minimal amount of work that we put into this.
I think we left out considering.
We were in our heads thinking we were gonna have to cut like all 4 pipes and reshape them and do that.
Yeah.
So I think the fact that we could tweak the engine in a weird way, which I mean, we didn't wanna do because we had it set up nicely, but didn't do too much. I'm just happy that it worked. So it's all in, bolted up for the first time ever. You guys can see now that it's in, I just actually, if I snip the zip tie right here, right there, we should be able to re-angle this throttle cable and bring it kind of up, and right now it's kind of like pinched between the downpipe right there. But these brake lines are gonna have to go, dude. Look at these. We're gonna do, like I think I said in the last video, we're just gonna basically rebuild them where they come out, loop around this and go down, and then shoot somewhere from down there, because coming up, it's just not gonna work. We're gonna literally roast them into a million pieces.
Okay, so basically, we've been trying to get this thing to fit.
We spent the last like 5 minutes trying, like, this is the fitting it came with, this is a random little dinker fitting we found, but the problem is all the ones we could find that fit that are smaller are like super narrow. I don't know if the camera will see that, but...
Well, and they still practically touch the firewall.
And yeah, they do. So what we ended up doing was we tried this 90 right here from the turbo, actually fits nicely in there, and if you angle it right, gives you the most amount of room. We ended up robbing another one off the old turbo, and I haven't actually tested it yet, but I'm hopeful that if I thread this dude in here, oh, she's getting tight. Nice.
That is good. My butt cheeks were clenched, dude.
But this, we can fully spin it. Look, it goes all the way around. That's on the bottom now, and that's up. That's sick. So even with it fully sideways, I mean, it's still tight, but we can run it. We can do anything we want. So now, here's what we were doing from the other day. I told you guys that we were gonna need to get a new 90, and we needed to get a stubby little piece. We're actually trying to get, they sell like silicone intercooler boots that are like long. So we were trying to get like a longer piece for this, but for now we have this tiny little stubby that we have just laying around that we're gonna use. And then I got a 2.5 inch 90 that is the full thing, 2.5 inch, because before the turbo was a 2 inch and then 2.5 inch piping. So this one's no bueno. So that should go right there. We can adjust this guy to wherever he needs to be. Probably like something like that. Then here's our piece of intercooler piping that we had something like this, right?
That's what we were hoping anyway.
And this is less ideal, but I think this is what we're gonna run, at least for today, for startup purposes, which mainly we just don't wanna do because it looks yuck. It's just too much coupling, not enough pipe. Yo, this came out so good. Something about the way this intercooler pipe slinks right up to like the cold side of the turbo. It really cleans it up.
Yeah, it does.
I don't know why.
Considering we're working with our log manifold intercooler piping, we made it work pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, aside from this part that I told you guys, this was just like a scrap piece of intercooler piping that we did. You can see it's literally bent through a straight coupling. So it's got to get changed. We got to buy like the right piece of piping, but for today, for startup purposes, it should be good. We got everything dialed up. We took actually a really long time off camera and just basically went around and like tightened everything, made sure all the bolts were good, made sure everything was good. I got the fuel pressure regulator just kind of tucked way down in there, and then I shortened all the lines. Everything should be good. I'm just pleased that we didn't have to do anything to the manifold. We got everything on. It's all good. Oh, all we gotta do before we start it up is we gotta put the rest of the downpipe on. This thing also needs to be cut and trimmed. It might rattle a little bit when we start the car up because this clamp isn't sitting 100% perfect, because this is fully pressed up against the subframe, which is weird because they put the O2 sensor right here on the round. Like, there's no way I'm ever gonna in my entire life get an O2 sensor in there. And if this comes any lower up here, because they're V-band, you can like loosen them all the way back and kind of like twist them all and make them fit. But the one coming off the turbo, the one that we already cut and welded, is like just above the heater core lines. Like, I'd be more comfortable if it was more off the heater core line. It can't come down anymore to give us the depth. I'm probably gonna have to go ahead and just like, I don't know, put like a 1-inch spacer, I guess you could call it. Yeah. You know what I mean? Just cut like a chunk.
Yeah. Which we can do.
We can do pretty easy.
What we can do is we can maybe just cut a piece off this end and put it over here.
Well, if we, oh yeah, good call, because we don't need it.
Yeah, we don't need that much.
Yeah, that's better than going like stainless to steel and then back to stainless. Those are all problems.
For another day.
Yes, that's exactly what I was gonna say.
Because we both want to hear this thing roar.
Exactly, dude. And this, I guess, I was gonna plug them in, but
We're gonna tuck him for
we're just gonna tuck him back up. For today, he's just gonna read nothing. It's a door opener, are we confident?
Yeah, let's go.
Okay, String Bean, get your ass in there.
Oh, damn.
Okay, buddy, let's go, let's go. Damn right. It's not even that loud, to be honest.
It's not.
Dude, look at this big old spooler. Damn, son. Look at this thing go. This is so happy to be alive. How are we doing for leakies? No leakies? Oh, dude, it's all about to start smoking so bad. I don't know if you guys can see that on camera. They just start baking all like our greasy hands off it and everything. I'm a little sad because Nick says no boosties.
Not even one?
No, he says no boosties. Basically running on our old tune, but our old tune was tuned obviously for a way different setup and different fueling, and the boost will be way more boost, and it won't be enough fuel, so we'll blow some shit up. But bro, I feel like it's been forever since something just fired up first try for us. Dude, I'm so pumped. Thank God. Too bad we don't have axles in here yet, otherwise we could take it for a little drive. Just out of boost. Yeah. Alright, well, we're gonna have to turn it off because, is this still spinning?
Yep. There's a dual ball bearing turbo right there.
That is legit why you buy a dual ball bearing turbo. I'm just gonna let this thing roll out. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God, dude, this shit doesn't end. What? Bruh. I have never seen something like that in my entire life.
That's because you never had a dual ball bearing.
I've never had a real turbo. Oh, you got the other boy out for me? This is our old one, ready? I'm gonna put a little more power into that. That's like actual full power. Oh, that one's all right. Well, that one's all right, but it's absolutely nothing compared to this. It's like a fidget spinner, bro. All right, dude. Well, congratulations. We actually did something successfully for once. Damn. Okay, so now what we need to do is we need to get axles in this thing because we blew that one axle out. So we need to get axles in, and then we need to figure out the exhaust. We're gonna call the video here. There's a thunderstorm that's literally about to roll in. I don't know if they can hear the thunder, but it's thundering. So remember, don't buy CXRigging. If you're okay with around, buy it. If you want someone to give you customer service, though, you're gonna have to buy something on the committed crew because we offer customer service. That's all I got for you guys. I'll catch you guys next time. Peace out and stay committed. You know what's even more tiring? Oh Jesus, I almost died. Dude, that would be the absolute dumbest hood exit because it's literally straight up.
Yeah, it is.
Like realistically, it's a secondary air intake.
Oh, true.
When you get to maximum boost, it opens up to allow more air for more boost.
Good one, CXRigging.